Shaylin. Shaylin's going to be our Rosalie model today. I'm going to show you how to get her look from Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn. Now I'm going to, well, first what I have done, I've sectioned off her hair in 2 sections just so I'm not dealing with a lot of wet hair and it's easier to handle. And I've put a styling cream with a heat protectant in it right into it so that she will have a good hold when I blow dry her hair and when I curl it, and it helps slip that brush through the hair easily. Now the brush is the Twilight paddle brush. I love this brush. It really has a fabulous handle. It's got a really cushy grip. It's got ridges on it, so even if you have slippery product on your hands, you're not going to drop it. And it's got this great separator, and you put it away and then bring it back out when you're going to use it. But it really helps you to have good control of your sections with the hair. I love this brush. I always have one with me. And I'm going to use my blow dryer, which has this really great thin nozzle, so it really concentrates the heat. And I'm putting the concentrator on the end so that I can really get a good heat deposit on the hair as I'm brushing through it and get a good smooth blow dry. I love this dryer. And this is one of my all-time favorite things. I really, and I use this all the time. It's the Ionic steam rollers. And what I really love about these is it puts a curl in hair even when something else won't. This will really put a curl in a hard to curl hair, and it doesn't damage the hair. Now, Shaylin will tell you her hair was a little damaged when she first came to us, and it's been colored and it's been treated. But if you've got hair that's been over-processed and that has problems like this, you can go in with this without damaging your hair, without putting direct heat on it. You're curling with steam, and it actually helps to keep your hair in better condition than if you're applying direct heat to your hair. They're really fantastic. It also has an ionic setting on it, so if you're in a really humid climate, you can put that ionic setting on and really drive that moisture into the hair so that the moisture from the exterior won't get in and drop your curls. We're in a dry climate today, and we're going to go ahead and use plain steam. When you use ionic steam, you'll hear the ionizer clicking. It sounds like this. And you won't hear that today when I'm doing it because I'm going to use plain steam. Okay, so I'm going to start with one section of her hair. A blow drying tip: when you're blow drying your hair, start with your roots, go to the mid shaft next, and then do your ends, and you'll really get a great blow dry. So now that Shaylin's all dry, we're going to go in with the Ionic steam setter. I'm going to take a section, not that big, it's about 1/4 inch. You're going to take your roller, set it on the steamer, and what I do is touch the roller. When you feel the heat starting to come through it, just before it wants to burn you, just gotta give it a minute, let it get hot enough. Don't let it get wet because you'll never get a good curl out of a wet curler. So there it goes. It's a little hard to touch now. You take it, and the way I rolled it was you pinch your hair. It's one of my little tricks. And I know it doesn't look like a normal set, but when it comes out, it's gonna be really natural and really great. Make sure all your ends are in so you don't get any fish hooks. And then you're going to take your lid, lightly steam it, and put it right on there. It's that easy. So I did Nikki's hair by doing a halo as I'm doing now around her face. And when I get to the back, I'm going to brick layer like I did on Nikki. And I'll show you how to do that in a second. So one of the things I love about these rollers is that the lid stays on really well. When you get that cap on there, that roller's staying where you put it. It doesn't slide the way other rollers have a tendency of doing. Now in the film, as you know, Nikki was wearing a wig, but the wigs that we use on these films are not like normal wigs. The wigs we use on these films are handmade, they're made from human hair, so they curl the same way that human hair curls. So when we were shooting in Louisiana, it was really great to have these rollers with the ionic setting because it was very damp. It was winter time, but it was still cold and damp. And the wig held so well using these and using the ionic setting. Now this is what I mean by brick layering. Instead of going straight down a row, break it up where you've got not solid lines. This is not right directly lined up with that one. Don't drag your bases down so that you don't have, when you drag a base, it stands to reason that all the hair between here and there is going to be straight and flat. And you don't want that. If you lift it up, you'll have a nice fullness there, and that's what's going to make your hair look really natural and really pretty, and it's all lifting away from the scalp and just full and nice and fluffy. Okay, so now we're done rolling. I can shut off my steamer, and I take my dryer again. And again, you keep the concentrator on so that you can get in there and get to each roller. You're going to hit them with hot air first. You know, hit each roller. You're not drying the rollers, you're just heating them. So hit each roller, go through it a couple times, and then you're gonna hit that cold button. This dryer is fantastic. It gets cooler than any dryer I've tried before. When you hit that cold button, you really do get that cold air, which will lock in your set and keep your curls really fresh for the day. You can feel the heat coming off the rollers. When you feel that they've cooled down, that's when you know they're ready. So as you pull them out, look at that curl. It's a really pretty, soft curl. Resist the urge to run your fingers through till you're done. It's tough, I always want to do it. It's the best way to pull out your own work. I've taken people from the beginning of a show that have had fried hair and used these rollers, and by the end of the show, their hair looks fantastic. Okay, so once you've gotten them all out, and you can feel that it's really cool, I'm going to take Shaylin and bend her over as far as you can go. And I'm going to shake her hair out. Now what I'm doing is I'm kind of massaging the scalp. Feels kind of good, right? And it's going to give you fullness and you're not tearing out your curls. So I put a little spray in her hair now and I'm shaking it out. Go ahead and throw your head back. And you can just take and use your fingers. And if you want less curl than this, if you want more wave and want it really soft and pretty, take your paddle brush, run it through the hair, and soften it up. So once you've got your hair smoothed out to the extent that you want it, you can go in and put a little back combing at your root. And I'll tell you a secret about back combing. Never take and rake your hair from here. You always want to back comb the first inch. And you don't want to see your back combing, so smooth out your top layer without combing through it. See? And that's how you do Rosalie hair.